Hi, I'm with Danielle Faulkner from PwC, and we're talking about the fourth industrial revolution and family enterprises. The fourth industrial revolution, digital innovation, maybe even social constructs. Danielle, what are we talking about when we say fourth industrial revolution?
Yeah, this is really an interesting era that we're in that's being fueled by the technology disruption and the innovation that's taking place that has really been enabled by the internet, by the cloud, by artificial intelligence and automation that is fundamentally changing the way we live, the way we work, and the way we interact with one another.
And so give us some examples of maybe where we're at today and where we might be going, both on the digital and innovation side.
Yeah, well, it's no secret that the world we live in is getting smaller. Consumers are connected wherever they go. They have an enormous amount of data available to them to make informed decisions. And we're very accustomed to living in this virtual world and accessing the cloud and virtual desktops. That's all become commonplace. But the really interesting thing is more so around this Internet of Things, which is changing the way we live and also the way we do business. So we have all of these smart devices that are collecting data on us. So our smartphones, our smart homes with appliances, and our security systems, our cars, all of these embedded technological devices are making our lives more convenient and enabling us to have immediate access to a lot of information, but it's also tracking a lot about your behaviors, your preferences, your routines, which is really fueling the artificial intelligence that's taking place in the background. And so while this is creating conveniences for us, it's also creating threats around privacy and the way people are using that data, which is really becoming, frontline in the world today. There's a lot of ethical and other concerns that need to come into play here.
So when I think of a family business or a family enterprise, I think of legacy, longevity, I think of adaptation as well. What does this mean, this fourth industrial revolution, for a family business or a family enterprise?
Well, like with any revolution, there's going to be winners and losers. I think the challenge for businesses today is that the rules of engagement and the goal line keep changing. This change is happening so fast around us that it's very hard to keep up. But the one thing that is clear is that family businesses need to work hard to unlock the benefits that are available by this emerging technology. And in order to do this, you're really going to have to embed a culture of agility and resilience and invest in your employees to bring them along for the ride and empower and enable them to help unlock the benefits of that technology. It really needs to become a partnership between the business, the employees, and the technology. And that's just so important to keep in mind that it's not just about the technology. For real beneficial change and increased productivity and business results to happen, those three things need to come together.
So we have a family business who's adopted this posture of adopting innovation, fueling kind of interesting and design thinking maybe. And what technologies are they wrestling with? What's coming down the pipe for them that they might, once they've adopted that posture, what technologies are they going to be working with?
Right. There's obviously a lot to think about there, but at PwC, we've kind of boiled it down to 8 essential technologies that are really driving the business innovation today. So there's the first 4 are pretty industry specific today. So augmented reality, drones, virtual reality, and 3D printing are all things that are impacting business in different ways. But then the last 4 of those essential 8, Internet of Things, robotics, blockchain, and artificial intelligence, those are really universal and impacting all businesses. So you have to understand how each of those apply to your business and really think through how they align with your business strategy to take advantage of those. It's easy to get distracted by the shiny new toy and what maybe some of your competitors are doing. You need to make sure that you stay grounded and commit to your identity and your strategy in order to have this all come together in a meaningful way.
So I would imagine that during COVID and the pandemic, there's been some changes and adaptations that have been thrust upon family enterprises. What has this fourth industrial revolution meant in the time of COVID?
Wow, there's so much going on related to this pandemic, but I think about Winston Churchill's famous quote of never let a good crisis go to waste. And so while we're still reeling from the business and the economic and health impacts of this pandemic, there are some good things that have come about. Companies are realizing that they have a lot of flexibility in how their employees work and from where. That is increasing, I think, job satisfaction and also giving companies access to larger talent pools. They've also thinking through what companies have achieved in these last 6 months is truly amazing. And so it's proven the resiliency and the agility that these companies really are capable of. And it has unleashed new ways to reach your customers and transact your business. And I think it's also just exemplified the need to invest in technology. And so with those new investments on the horizon, where we see most companies looking is, of course, around the business innovation and the product development. But equally important is that process innovation. So what can we do to make our processes more effective, more productive, more cost effective, so that we can unleash some capital to invest in the business innovation? So those types of process innovations really are robotics. So you can think of mechanical robotics as well as process robotics, and really automating those rules-based repetitive tasks that people do throughout the day to free up their time to do more value-add activities. So in addition to robotics, we're also seeing a big investment in collaboration tools. So obviously Zoom and Microsoft Teams are, have very quickly become commonplace for every business. And also layering on top of that, the collaboration tools that are needed to be successful. So the workflow and the seamless collaboration document management that needs to happen for all of that to come together in a good way. And the last thing I just want to call out is really a big shout out to the CFOs that have been navigating their businesses through this turmoil. I think now more than ever, we've realized that we need better data and better tools for, doing budgeting and forecasting, managing our cash projections and our liquidity management, automating that so we have better data, better analysis at our fingertips so that we can really manage the bottom line and understand what levers we have to pull in times of crisis.
Well, Danielle, thank you so much. I know family enterprises are incredibly adaptable and very forward-thinking while being very grounded. And so this fourth industrial revolution is going to be something that they will definitely manage through. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thanks.